everyone. I want to thank you for joining me for this webinar. This is a great title, How to Get Short Sales and Foreclosures Even Remove Reports. This is Michael Leakenauger, Director of Operations with the Short Sales Specialist Network. And joining me is Randy Cochran from United Credit Education Services. Say hey to everyone, Randy.
Good afternoon. Happy to be here.
It's always a pleasure to have Randy on here and do this. Randy is an outstanding mind. I've had the privilege of working with him in a lot of different capacities, and he's very knowledgeable about a lot of different topics. You know, he's a short sale agent like many of you. He's owned a brokerage, and he's actually a broker himself now. And he's also an expert in the field of credit. Now, if you're on this webinar right now, this live webinar, you should be able to see my screen here with this big United Credit Education Services logo right here. You're lucky to be on this. I made a mistake, unfortunately, and probably half the people that were going to be on this call will not be able to be on. So we filled up completely. I unfortunately got a much lower capacity than I should have. So consider yourself lucky, guys. Here's what I want to ask of you. Look, I want to ask for your undivided attention. There's a lot of you guys I can see right now that have this on the back of your browser right now. You're surfing the net. You're looking at other stuff. Look, we're going to send you a replay of this anyway. You know, so if it's not important for you to really get this material live, you might want to just head off right now. Those of you that are really serious about learning about this information, about how you can really generate some more business, how you can quickly turn your sellers, your short sale sellers into buyers again, those are the guys we want to ask to stay. So again, please, you know, I ask for your undivided attention. It's not very long here, and afterwards, you should be able to. We'll answer all of your questions. And I see again, there are some people. The call is full. I really regret this. I wish I could have done this differently, and I made a pretty big mistake here. So, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. Again, please hold your questions for the end of the webinar. And if you can't give your attention to us right now and actually watch this presentation, please make space for somebody that's really anxious to be on this call right now. We probably have a couple hundred people that are not going to be able to get on this call, that are dying to just get this information. And we will email you over the list of lenders that do loans one day after a short sale or foreclosure, right? That's a great thing that we're going to provide with everybody that's on this call or that registered for this right now. So, Randy, go ahead and get them started, and let's talk a little bit about what we're doing here.
Awesome. Thanks, Mike. Well, first off, you know, as Mike mentioned, I am a real estate broker, and so I want everybody to know right out of the bat, right off, you know, right out of shooting, right off the bat, that I've been a real estate broker now for over 13 years. I was also a mortgage lender for 10 years. I owned a large mortgage company, and so I'm in the trench. I'm in the trenches just like you are every single day with our clients. And we're going to share some information with you today that can literally change your business. And we're going to throw some bonuses in there, some free stuff, and you know, really arm you with some information where you can actually go right out today and implement the information that we're going to share, and you can literally start filling your client pipeline and start making money right away. And so for me, I implemented what we're going to share with you today into my core real estate business over 3.5 years ago, and literally in the past 13 years, almost 14 years now, it's the very best thing that I've ever done for my business. And so you know, I always like to share that information right up front with everybody. You know, and normally, you know, as Mike mentioned, you know, our webinar is full. You know, normally right now we're sharing a little bit of the market information with you while some individuals log on, and we're not going to take a lot of time to do that today because we're full, as Mike mentioned. So again, feel very lucky that you're on this webinar today, and it's really going to give you the advantage over a lot of people that are not on the webinar. So, but one of the things that I like to share with, especially with real estate agents, and as a matter of fact, if you're going to be, if you're in Florida and you're going to be at the Florida Association or Realtors Convention, I'm going to be there. Stop by and see me. One of the things that we're talking about there is an article that Fannie Mae or the USA Today published in April this year about Fannie Mae-backed mortgages. And it was really interesting because when they talked about Fannie Mae-backed mortgages, the average Fannie Mae-backed mortgage that was issued in the fourth quarter of last year had a credit score of nothing short of a stellar 769. So think about that. How many clients are we working with right now, and what are their credit scores? Well, the majority of our clients probably don't have a 769. I would say the majority of our customers usually are just barely over what it takes to actually qualify for the loan. And in addition to that, what was more interesting about that article is the average applicant that was denied a Fannie Mae mortgage in the fall of last year had a respectable credit score of 734. So think about that. Of our clients that are out there in the marketplace right now, what are their credit scores, and really, you know, if they have less than a 734, they're really going to qualify for a mortgage loan. You know, I would say that you know, the highest credit score you can get is 850, and at 750, that seems to be where the line gets drawn in the sand on whether or not you get a good rate or a great rate or the very best terms and conditions. So really, as you can see based on this article from USA Today, if you have a 750 credit score below, you might not be getting the home loan that you want, or getting a home loan altogether. So, you know, I just want to preference our webinar with that today. And then, you know, let's jump in and we're going to talk a little bit about one of the things that I've been doing with my clients now for several years, and that's talking about our VIP seller recovery program. And for a lot of the agents that are on the webinar today, you've been doing short sales over the last couple of years. Depending on the market that you're in, some of those market areas are definitely recovering faster than others, but there's still a lot of areas around the country where there are short sales taking place. And frankly, what we're seeing now is because some of the buyers have entered back in the marketplace, a lot of those distressed sellers are actually being ignored. And so it would be in your best interest to go where the fish are. And so, you know, in talking about the VIP Seller Recovery Program, we want to know what our client's doing because they're leaving, especially if you're doing a short sale on a property. We know they're going. Or maybe they're going through a loan modification, that didn't work out, and the worst is happening, and they're doing a deed in lieu, or they're actually doing you know, or gone through a foreclosure on the property. So just touch briefly, credit counseling services definitely have their place. Where our clients can take advantage of those to lower consumer, you know, current consumer debt, help them maybe you know, get into a rental property. A lot of people are losing homes because they can't afford the home that they're in, but if they have maybe a lower payment amount, they might not even be able to go and rent. Now also, bankruptcy has its place as well. And the nice part about bankruptcy, a person that files a Chapter 7 bankruptcy and it's discharged, they can get a loan in 2 years and 1 day from the date of discharge based on the current FHA and VA guidelines. If they're in a Chapter 13, they can get a loan 12 months after they've entered their program, as long as they get trustee approval. So, you know, that can help our sellers get back in the marketplace much quicker. Credit restoration, we're going to cover that today. And then IDAs, which stands for an Individual Development Account. And some of you may or may not have ever heard of an IDA. You can go to www.cfed.org, and that is a nonprofit program where our clients can apply based on their income and potentially receive some money. They can open up a savings account through their individual development account. For every $1 that they deposit, it's going to get matched with up to $3 of federal and donated funds. So over a short period of time, a person can save up to $6,000. They can take that money. They can only use it for three things. The first thing is they can go out and they can open up a business. The second thing is they can go back to school. Or the third thing is they can buy a home. and they can buy a home using traditional financing or seller financing as long as they're doing an all-inclusive trust deed and note, a trust deed and note, and a contract for deed or land contract where an actual settlement or closing takes place at a title company or with an attorney and a HUD-1 is issued. So head to cfed.org, look up your local area, and see how that can possibly be a benefit for your clients and your new potential buyers that you could be working with.
Well, Randy, what this is really all about, though, guys that are just joining us on this call, or you're trying to figure out, look, what's the pitch? What are you guys all about? What is this really going? The title of it was How to Get Short Sales and Foreclosures Removed from Credit Reports. This is about credit restoration. In this webinar, you can jot this website down if you want now, fixedcredits.info, is about how to turn how to create more of a pipeline. This is a great added value statement here on the next slide here. This is a great unique value proposition here. Look, this is a great way to get some business. Look at this, guys. Buy or sell your home with me, and we'll fix your credit for free. And we'll talk about in a minute about how you can do that and how you can actually offer that service to your clients and get some extra income off of it, believe it or not, and really generate some extra buyers and extra sellers along the way. So let's move right along into the webinar here. And again, we're going to answer those questions more. But first, let's talk a little bit about some myths about credit. And there's a lot of misconceptions in the business. Randy, I'll let you go over some of the myths here about credit.
Awesome. Thanks, Mike. Well, the first biggest myth about credit is credit agencies are empowered with some kind of governmental authority. And, people think that the government run the credit arena, which is absolutely not true. Credit agencies have no legal authority at all. They're simply private companies who are in the business of selling credit information, and believe me, they are billion-dollar companies. Myth number 2, the credit agencies are required by law to keep derogatory items on your credit report for 7 to 10 years. And again, that's a myth. There's actually no law that says credit agencies can report anything on you at all. In fact, just the opposite's true. A credit agency is required by law to automatically remove all derogatory items older than 7 years, or in the case of a bankruptcy, 10 years. Now, it's kind of a catch-22 with this because there isn't anybody sitting in a cubicle at the credit reporting agencies, which, by the way, most of them outsource their business to another country, looking at the clock saying, gee, Mr. and Mrs. Smith's bankruptcy today is 10 years old at 4:28 p.m. I think I'm going to log into all 3 of their credit reports for both Mr. and Mrs. Smith and delete those. That just doesn't happen. In fact, we have a client right now participating in our program that when they enrolled, their bankruptcy was 12 years old. So they'd actually been penalized 2 years longer than they should have been by the statute because the credit reporting agencies just don't take them off. And then myth number 3, it's impossible to get a bankruptcy off of credit. Not only is it not impossible, but a bankruptcy, just like any other item, can easily be removed from credit, especially if it's incorrect, if it's obsolete, if it's erroneous, or can't be verified. And that's a key word right there, can't be verified in a timely manner. But what we're trying to do anytime we work with credit restoration and a client, whether they have something on their credit that is legitimate or is not legitimate, is we're trying to get them removed under the Fair Credit Reporting Act. We're trying to leverage an act that's put in place by Congress to protect our consumers. So let's move on to myth number 4. And myth number 4 is the information on your credit report cannot be changed. And just so that everyone on today's webinar knows, again, the opposite is true under the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Both federal and various state laws require that items be removed if they're not 100% accurate or, again, can't be verified in a timely manner. That's, again, very important. Another key word there, 100% accurate. Myth number 5, it's illegal or immoral to have the information on your credit report altered or removed. And not only is it not illegal or immoral, but it's what the Fair Credit Reporting Act was really enacted for, and that's what it's all about. It was enacted by Congress for the very purpose of protecting consumers from the intrusion of the credit agencies into their lives. And I know I haven't given the credit bureaus any permission, either verbal or in writing, to report anything of any sort on me at all, and I'm sure you haven't either. But that's their job, is to go out and dig up as much dirt on people as they can and then sell it. So myth number 6, paying a past due debt removes it from your credit report. And in reality, just because you pay a past due debt, it doesn't remove it from your credit report at all, because it really might not change the fact that you were really at one time not paying on it, or you were late, or you had some bumps in the road. And I know there's even probably today on this webinar, several of us that have had some bumps in the road. I myself personally, I had some bumps in the road when the market changed. I had an investment property. I had over $130,000 of my own money invested in that property. I made payments on it for 2 years. The market turned, and it was a luxury home, and I chased the market down as fast as I could. I couldn't get off it, and lo and behold, I ended up with a short sale myself on my credit. So nobody in this whole country is immune from what can happen on a person's credit. In my opinion, it's not a question of if somebody will use a service or need a service like ours. It's really when they will need it. So let's move on to myth number 7. Inquiries are not derogatory and will not affect your credit standing. Derogatory items inquiries, or even though they're not a derogatory item, they definitely paint a picture. If a person goes out and they apply for credit, let's say they go to the mortgage company, they go to the boat dealership, they go to the car dealership, they apply for credit cards, they go to the electronics store, all of a sudden they apply for a ton of credit at one time. The credit reporting agencies or the creditor starts to look at what happens if this individual gets all this credit. In fact, we had an individual go online and apply for a mortgage line online through a company that just simply sold their information to a bunch of different mortgage companies. And because an inquiry is a rated item and it takes points away every time somebody pulls an inquiry, we had a client go from qualifying for a mortgage loan to not qualifying for a mortgage loan in literally 2 or 3 days. So again, be very careful with an inquiry. Myth number 8, if you get a derogatory item, it will removed, it will just come back, and not if it's removed legally. So when it's removed legally with cause under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, it cannot legally be placed back on the credit report. The same law that required its removal prohibits it from being placed back on the credit report. And there are 2 instances when things maybe pop back on the credit report. One as a bankruptcy, because a bankruptcy is going to be reported twice. If a Chapter 7 was reported and then dismissed and then removed, you're not going to see that pop back on. But if it was a Chapter 13 and they're in a 60-month plan, it could pop back on at a later date. Also, if a collection is on a person's credit report and it gets removed legally, that's great. But if that debt collector sells that debt to another company, that collection may come back under a different company, under a different name. So myth number 9. The debt collectors can call you repeatedly at work. They can threaten to sue you. They can take your house or put you in jail if you don't pay up on old credit card bills. And again, that's a myth. Everybody needs to know their rights under the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. I know a lot of our clients get collection calls when they go past due on their mortgage. I talked to a gal this morning that was really flustered and really frustrated because the debt collector was calling her at her place of employment. She was worried she was going to lose her job. Debt collectors are a lot like the credit reporting agencies. They don't care whether or not they break a law or a statute because based on what they collect a lot more than what they pay in fines. And so a person, again, needs to be educated on debt collection calls. If a person's getting the collection calls, they just need to ask the person that they're speaking with on the phone their name, their number, their mailing address, the name of their company, and get all their pertinent information, and then they can send them a debt validation letter, a validation of debt letter, and certified mail within 30 days of that initial contact, and that's going to cease the collection calls, and it's going to force a creditor to verify and validate the debt. In a lot of cases, these debt collection companies, they're frankly just trying to collect debt that's not even valid. Maybe the statutes ran out, but people just pay it because they get scared because they are very dominant and threatening on the phone. And then myth number 10, I can't restore my credit on my own. And we're going to tell everybody on today's webinar, yes, you can. You can repair your credit on your own. You can do it yourself, just like you can represent yourself as an attorney in a court of law. And it's just like a seller can sell their home for sale by owner. But we all know as professional real estate agents on today's webinar that we can do a much better job protecting our clients' legal liability. We can net them more money for the property, and they should really be working with a professional. And really what happens a lot of times, people, and I hear this from consumers from time to time, well, I tried to fix my credit on my own and it didn't work. Well, what happens is that individual sent a dispute letter to the credit reporting agencies, and they get a letter back saying, yeah, this stance valid, or yeah, this account's being reported correctly. Well, that's a point in time where you really need a professional that understands how everything works, because when we get those responses, we know how to go back at the credit reporting agencies to force them to reopen an investigation on that item, where the average consumer just goes, oh, well, I guess it didn't work. And so so you really, really want to understand the Fair Credit Reporting Act and how that all works and applies to consumers in today's marketplace. Which brings us to today's reality. I mean, it's a reality. A lot of people have lost their jobs. There's still people losing their jobs. I looked at an article just yesterday online that showed that there were I was like 9 or 10 or 11 states that had more people on welfare than actually employed in their state. I mean, that's scary. Lots of people.
Randy. That is really disturbing. The same thing with the homes too. Many people think we're in a recovery, but I know in the month of June alone, there were 130,000 new homes that went into default just in the month of June. I mean, it's still happening every day.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and again, that market's still there for us, as short sale agents. And then a lot of people have lost their savings and investments. I have a client right now, Savannah, Georgia, doing a short sale on their property, and they literally depleted their 401k that they worked their whole lives for to try and save the home, save it from foreclosure. Now their 401k's gone, and now the home's going through a short sale. So, just really, really tragic things. I'm sure everybody on today's webinar has heard the term, bad things happen to good people. There are a lot of great people out there, and unfortunately bad things do happen to them. So, as you can see there on the screen, 58% of the population doesn't pay their credit cards in full every month. Average U.S. credit card debt's over $17,000. Those with more than $20,000 in credit card debts are likely to miss payments, see interest rates skyrocket, credit scores plummet. Another thing that we're seeing right now is student loans have become a huge burden on people, because when the economy and the market turned, a lot of people went back to school, changed careers. Well, now all of a sudden they're back in employment, but those student loans are coming due, and we're seeing a lot of issues with student loans now, which is something that we didn't see before. Today, your credit score is like a vital sign. It's being monitored at all times. About 25% of the population has a 599 credit score below. That's about 43 million people. So think about 43 million home buyers out there in the marketplace right now can't buy because they need a FICO score of, a credit score of 640 or above to qualify for an FHA loan. And over the course of a lifetime, less than excellent credit could cost a person anywhere from $200,000 up to $1 million in interest and fees. And we see that a lot. When, let's say somebody goes in to buy a car, their credit score is an 803. Mike goes in, wants to buy a brand new Audi today, thinks it's a cool car. They're going to take great care of Mike because they know he can go buy a car anywhere in the valley. Now, if I rolled into that same car dealership and I had a 508 credit score, they're going to treat me much different. In fact, when it comes to creditors, I don't even call them creditors any longer. I call them predators, because they're like the lion in the jungle. They prey on the weakest animal, and the weakest animal is the consumer with the lower credit score, because they know that they're desperate. They know they can take advantage of them. They know that they can say or do anything to them, and the consumer will just basically do whatever they need to do, because that's the situation that they're in. And so we want to get as many people out of the predator situation that they may be in, because they're getting killed by their credit. And so About 80% of credit reports have errors on them, causing lower credit scores. About 83 million people don't even know what's on their credit or how it's being reported. And I talk to people all the time and say, oh yeah, I know what's on my credit. It's like, well, really? When did you last check it? Because credit changes every single day. Most people don't know that there's something derogatory on their credit until they go to buy a home, a car, make a major purchase, and all of a sudden they're like, what? You mean I have a judgment that's not mine on my credit, or somebody committed fraud, stole my identity, and so that's very, very scary. So one of the things we're going to do today, for you being on today's webinar, we're going to show you how you can get a free copy of your credit report. Simply go to annualcreditreport.com, get your free credit report. You can receive copies of all 3 of the credit reports there. However, don't pull all 3 at one time, just pull one and then stagger it every 4 months so you're always seeing what's popping on your credit. Now, yes, there's going to be a variation between the 3 credit reports from time to time. Also, credit scores are different with all 3 credit reports, and there's lots of different credit score types. There's an auto score, there's a mortgage score, there's some property management companies use a different score. So understand that some of the scores that you're going to see or receive could be very different. When you get your annual credit report, it's not going to give you your credit score. If you want your credit score, you can go to creditkarma.com and get your credit score. And again, I mentioned there's several different types of credit scores, so just be aware of that. Credit affects all areas of our life. About 43% of employers use credit scores as a factor in determining who they're going to hire or sometimes promote. We have a client that just went through our short sale program, and they were just afraid they were going to lose their job. They worked for a credit union. They'd been there 13 years, and the credit union told them, if they report your short sale on your credit as a foreclosure, we're going to fire you. And so, for our program, we were doing more damage control than anything because they had that fear that they may lose their job. But credit affects everything we pay in terms of interest rates, mortgage, cars, credit cards, auto insurance premiums. In fact, auto insurance premiums can be 143% higher for somebody with less than perfect credit versus somebody with perfect credit. It affects marriages, self-esteem, stress, and it affects your financial freedom. Self-esteem, and this is just bizarre. I was in Fort Worth, Texas not long ago. I was there for a conference. I rented a car at the airport. When I got to the car rental place, I'd rented a car online through one of the online companies, and for the lowest rate. When I got there, I was standing in line, and there was a line of people in front of me that had been on the same flight that I was on, and there was a sign on the rental car counter that said that if you were paying with a debit card, that the rental car company was going to pull your credit. And there were 2 people in line in front of me that were actually denied rental cars because of their credit. And they had rental car reservations. They had to walk past this whole line of people waiting for their rental cars and walk down the concourse over to another rental car company that didn't pull their credit and pay a much higher rate just for a rental car. So it's ridiculous, but that's really how it works. So again, it affects your financial freedom. So what can be done? Well, first off, a lot about what can be done is what we're doing today, and that's educating the consumer. It's key for the consumer to begin to know what's going on so that they can recover. They need to know how credit works, and credit awareness is on the rise. Just this morning, driving to my office, I have about a 1.5 mile drive. I heard 4 advertisements from 4 different car dealerships talking about, credit, don't need credit, bad credit, okay. Same thing with mortgage companies. We're starting to hear the ads that we have a home builder in my local area. They say, they're saying if you want to buy a brand new home and you have bad credit, no problem. We'll help you fix it. You can even rent from us. Do a rent-to-own for a period of time in one of our new homes until you can get your credit back to where you can refinance the property. So you can either get beat by them or you can join them, because those companies are out there. And that's one thing that I did with my business a few years ago. Is I decided, I was going to set myself apart from all the other agents in my marketplace, but I was also going to have a different message than everybody else. And that's one reason why this program works so well for me and my business. So let's talk about how long credit stays. Items stay on a person's credit because that's very important. Bankruptcies, Chapter 7, Chapter 11, and Chapter 13 stay 10 years. Collections stay 7 years. Public records stay 10 years. Inquiries stay for 2 years. Check systems for banks are 5 years. Telechecks for merchants are 5 years. And scan systems for merchants are 5 years as well. So, these things stay on your credit report for a long time, and they can really, really damage your credit score. You need to make sure that maybe you're working with a home buyer that has some old accounts, maybe they're collections, maybe they're repossessions, maybe there are tax liens, maybe there are judgments. Oftentimes when you're restoring credit, don't pay those things too quick, because a lot of times we can just get those removed from the credit report. The older they are, sometimes the easier they are to go away. We had a client enter our program a couple of months ago, and they had a repossession on their car that was being reported on their credit, and when we looked at it, the company that they had the repossession with is no longer even in business. So even though that's showing on their credit, rather than pay it, it popped right off on the first round of letters with the credit reporting agencies. But make sure anytime that a judgment's paid, it reflects satisfied on the credit report. Anytime a collection is paid, it needs to reflect as paid on the credit report, and liens need to reflect as released. Because oftentimes with these creditors don't make money reporting credit, especially if it's already been charged off or it's really old. And so you can pay them, but then they never update the credit report. We see that happen all the time. So we just want everybody, again, to understand that credit reporting agencies are privately held billion-dollar companies. They don't verify anything that they put on your credit report. They pay fines each year for failing to update the credit files correctly, and they don't make money correcting credit. They make money selling that information. Now, think about the credit reporting agencies just like those big banks that went through the robo-signing. They got caught with their hand in the cookie jar, and all they did was write a big check. Well, the credit reporting agencies are the same way. They just say, oh, our bad, take the slap on the hand, write a big check, and it doesn't make any difference to them. But it's affecting consumers the whole way throughout the process. So make sure that you understand the Fair Credit Reporting Act. You can download it online. If you have trouble sleeping at night, this is a great thing to read. It's not the funnest thing to read, but again, it's something that everybody really needs to understand. As we talked earlier, you can restore your score. We're going to talk about that here in just a few minutes, and how a person can actually get a loan one day after the short sale takes place on their property. Mike's compiled some fantastic information regarding some companies that are able to do that, and we're going to talk about one or two in particular that we know their guidelines. But the Fair Credit Reporting Act, again, it gives Americans a right to dispute or investigate any item on their credit report. So understand these are anything that's inaccurate, erroneous, obsolete, late payments, charge-offs, foreclosures, judgments, repossessions, tax liens, collections, short sales, medical bills, really anything that's on a person's credit. We have somebody right now with Office of Recovery Services on their credit, which they were actually trying to get a job in the financial services industries. They missed a six-figure income employment opportunity because they have an Office of Recovery Services judgment on their credit that's been paid off for years. We want these things to be removed from the credit or updated so that they're reflected as paid as agreed. We also want everybody to understand the Fair Isaac Company score facts. Fair Isaac Company, which is the FICO score, that measures whether a person's moving towards or further away from a bankruptcy. That's what your creditors are looking at when they're determining whether or not they're going to grant you credit. Scores are damaged by the most recently reported derogatory information. So if you have somebody going through a short sale right now and they've chosen not to make a payment, that's going to hurt their credit score much worse than something that's 3 or 4 years old. Derogatory information reported prior to 2 years will impact the score as well. And then Fair Isaac Company, they have 88 negative rating factors and only 5 positive rating factors. So basically what that says is, look, there's 88 ways for everything to go wrong with your credit, but only 5 ways for them to go right. So the system as a whole was set up for failure from the very beginning. So based on that information, the scoring factors that you can control, 35% of your credit score is compiled from your payment history on how you pay. 30% is the amounts that you owe on your debt. 15% is the length of your credit history. 10% of your score is your new credit, and then 10% of the types and numbers of credit cards that you're actually having use and you're using. We actually have a client right now in our program. They're not participating in credit restoration. They're actually participating in a program that we have called Ultra Score, which is for somebody with a low credit score and no derogatories. The individual that's participating is actually in his early 60s. He's retired, is completely debt-free, has lots of money in the bank, but he hadn't used credit in 4 or 5 years. When the mortgage company pulled his credit so that he could buy an investment property because he thought now was a good time to jump into the market, he was a no score. So he's currently up rebuilding credit, not necessarily because he has bad credit, but rebuilding credit so he can make a major purchase. So the FICO scores, again, so important because that's what, again, everybody, that's what the creditors base off whether or not you're going to get a loan or not, or credit granted. So here's some higher FICO score advantages. You can obtain a loan much faster. Your credit decisions are fair. Older credit problems count for less, especially with bankruptcies. And we see this happen a lot. Somebody will file a bankruptcy, and that's when the creditor stops reporting. And then that person thinks, well, 2 years and 1 day, I can just go buy a house. Well, 2 years and 1 day, they go to get pre-qualified, and they find out that everything that was included in the bankruptcy is still being reported in correctly on their credit report, and it could still be another 90 to 180 days before they can qualify for the loan while all that information gets corrected. You have more available credit, credit rates are lower overall, and with an understanding of the credit system, a person can improve his or her credit from an F to A+ credit over a period of time as long as they're doing the right things, and that's really what our company is all about. On the screen right here, this is our consumer website and our portal. You can go to www.united-credit.org. After today's webinar, take a look at this webinar or at this website. You see there's a video tab on the top right-hand corner that's going to explain credit restoration services and how everything works. But Mike, why don't you kind of share with everybody what happens once a person becomes a customer and they're able to log into the customer portal?
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, right now we're kind of looking at the back end of what a credit repair customer is going to see. Now, this is the back end of their site here, where they can go on, and first and foremost, they're going to be able to pull all 3 of their credit reports: Experian, TransUnion, Equifax. Their reports completely, including their scores, where they're at, and what's derogatory on their reports. That's the first step. So they're going to get their own login where they can just go right on and track all of this. The next step is, of course, they can see where they're at in the repair process with everything on there. So any kind of like derogatory item, check this out, guys. Look, you guys that are in the background viewing right now, look and view this real quick here, because this is what you can actually give to your clients here to really create more buyers and to really help them. So look, you can see, you can view Experian, Equifax, or TransUnion accounts there at the top. And what the program essentially offers them is the ability to come in and leverage the Fair Credit Reporting Act to their advantage. So they're going to be able to come on here, and they're going to be able to actually have these debt validation letters created right off the site. They're going to be able to come on, pick which accounts they want to dispute, and then the letters are going to be prepared and mailed to them. And what is it, Randy? Is it 4 such for the program? Is that how it works? They can do 4 different rounds of letters, I guess you could say?
There's a few different options where they can receive five rounds of letters. We have other individuals in our program that, right now the damage isn't all the way done yet. I have a client right now that's actually been in our program for over 26 months. They're going through a really ugly divorce situation, and it seems like a new derogatory from one of the spouses pops on their credit report about every 60 days. And so, but the very, very cool thing about this, for us as real estate agents, and what I've done is anytime that I have one of my clients enrolled in this program, our preferred lending partner, our client's giving them access to this information. So our mortgage lending partner is logging in to the consumer portal every 45 to 60 days and seeing exactly what's being deleted off their account, so that they know when to repull credit and credit qualify them. We had a gal this year in February that it looked like it was time to repull credit. We repulled credit, and our credit score had gone from a 511 to a 618 in about 90 days. Now, we needed a 640 to go FHA. Well, the next round of letters was just ready to go out, and she actually closed on her new home in June of this year. So we went from her enrolling in the program in December towards the end of last year in a home within 180 days. Taking someone from a low 500 credit score to the point where they can qualify. And, it really helps to have your lending partner have access to this customer portal.
And Randy mentioned, we mentioned earlier on that the solution to the problem is education, education, education. There's so many resources and tools for the consumers on this United Credit website that they're going to have access to just really educate them about credit. Knowledge is power, and it's a great tool to really empower homeowners or consumers to take action and take control of their financial future. Now, everybody's wondering, because the title of the webinar was how to get short sales and foreclosures removed from credit reports, right? Everybody's waiting, and they're probably saying, Mike, how in the world do you guys do that? How is that done? And in a nutshell, here's how it's done. First and foremost, these letters, these debt validation letters, are written by the pros. These are written to really utilize the Fair Credit Reporting Act to the advantage of the consumer. And what they essentially do is they demand that, first and foremost, the debt or the balance or the whatever is in dispute be reported correctly. They also can demand that it be validated and they prove the debt exists. Now, it's just a fact, Randy, what is it? Is it 80? What's the percentage of credit reports that have inaccuracies on it? Is it 88%?
Yeah, it's estimated that over 80% of all credit reports have inaccuracies on them. And, I was even looking at my last credit report, and I have an account that it was a lease on an automobile that I just noticed is being reported differently now than the last time it was reported on my credit, because I have an older copy of my credit report, and they've changed the reporting on a closed account, which is bizarre to me. And so, because I'm an agent with the company, I've asked them to go in and dispute that account, verify and validate the debt, because I wanted to report the way that it was reported before, because it was a much better reporting. They're actually showing it open, which, I turned that lease in a couple of years ago.
Well, here's what happens a lot of the time, guys. When something's reported on your credit incorrectly, obviously that's what the Fair Credit, the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, the Fair Credit Reporting Act will guarantee and will push that, hey, these companies have to report fairly. I want to say this too, in many cases, things, first and foremost, things aren't reported quite correctly. If you do a lot of short sales, I know you've seen clients whose short sale was reported as a foreclosure. That happens every day, unfortunately. Or it was reported incorrectly. The great thing about it is when these dispute letters are sent, they also don't have to be sent on an item that was reported incorrectly. You could send a dispute letter on an item that was reported correctly. You could do that. We've actually seen in many cases when you go and dispute something on your credit report, first and foremost, if it is erroneous or inaccurate, that's the number one goal, is to get those items resolved and get those off. And many times if it's reported incorrectly, or sometimes when it's even reported correctly, just the process of trying to dispute it and going through with a very valid letter that looks very well written and really has some teeth in it, these organizations, they're not really doing their due diligence. These reporting agencies are not doing their research or taking the time to prove the debt or to ensure it was reported correctly, and they're just removing the items in many cases without checking them. And that happens quite frequently. So what we encourage a lot of people to do is if there's any derogatory items is to dispute it, just to go ahead and dispute it, because quite frequently those items are being removed. So again, that's the way to get short sales and foreclosures removed from credit reports. And before we finish this call and get to questions in a few minutes, we are going to show you some companies that will give loans one day after a short sale or foreclosure. So let's move on. We talked about the back end of the system here, and this is what your customers are going to see. Let's talk about the actual service here. First and foremost, United Credit Education Services. Guys, they've got a 10-year track record. You can check them out. A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. Over 160,000 clients. There's a slide here, and hopefully Randy updated it, but there's over 600,000 derogatory items that have been removed from people's credit reports from United Credit Education Services. They know what they're doing. Over 600,000 public records. And this is the best part, is they offer a satisfaction money-back guarantee, which is something very, very important for a service like this to offer. 100% money-back guarantee. So look, here's the success rate as of today here. There's actually 875,000 items as of today. Randy did update these stats here. Late payments, collections, these are things that have been deleted or removed. Late payments can be removed. The collections can be removed from people's credit reports if the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, or Fair Credit Reporting Act, is utilized and leveraged correctly. So how much does it cost? So this is what the million-dollar question is. You know, there's a lot of companies out there that can charge an arm and a leg. I did speak to, actually, I have an agent in my line, in my network, who spent upwards of $5,000 herself to do credit repair, and she said she was not happy with it. She's an agent of ours now, and she's an agent working for United Credit right now. They don't charge $5,000; they even charge $1,000. I mean, actually, it's only half of that, guys. It's $499. That's it. $499 for the entire service, with at least like 4 rounds of letters. They'll get access to the back end of the system, all of those resources, and of course, it comes with the 100% guarantee there. Here's a cool part, guys. Anybody that's on this webinar today, if you enroll today, enroll right away today, we're going to knock $100 off that. And that's only for people that are on this. Those guys, look right now. We're going through some of the final stuff here. The people that couldn't get on this call, okay, they're not going to get the same deal, unfortunately. Here's the promo code, and I'll tell you how you can actually do this right now. So go ahead and grab your pen, grab a paper, and something to write on. But again, that's $399. That's it for the whole year of service. Actually, there's unlimited derogatory accounts can be disputed on there. Of course, that comes with the 100% satisfaction guarantee. Now, here's a great loan that Randy mentioned here. I'm going to go ahead and pull up in just a minute. I have them on a spreadsheet for you guys, and I'm going to email these to you as well. But here's a lender that Randy has that does them in a lot of states. I have one that does them in every state. And these are, of course, this is a lender. What the key is, again, the rates are a little bit above the current market rate. Now, the one that I utilize, Randy, they say you can only have one short sale or one foreclosure. Is that what you're experiencing with this person as well?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Yeah, with this loan, it's one day after short sale. The only caveat to that is the short sale cannot be reported on the credit reports with late payments. It's okay if they report it as a short sale on credit, so it can show paid for less than agreed, settled for amount less than owed, short sale. It doesn't matter, as long as it shows that there were no late payments. So if a person had a short sale and they had late payments, then we can simply go in. The annual program's 5 rounds of letters with the credit reporting agencies. That's the $399 value with the money back guarantee. we can go in and we have a really, really good chance that we can just get that account to show paid as agreed, or we can get it to show that there was that it was a short sale but there were no late payments, or in a lot of cases we can just get the whole loan deleted completely, so it doesn't even show up on any of the credit reports at all. And so the thing about credit though is the longer you wait, the longer you wait. And if you don't try, you're never, there's a 100% guarantee that if you don't try, nothing's going to change. It's kind of like a 100% guarantee that everybody's going to die. There's a 100% guarantee that if you don't try and fix your credit, then nothing will change, because the credit reporting agencies don't care, and they're not paying attention, and they don't look at anything that's on your credit report.
Absolutely. And again, guys, here's where you're going to go right here. Here's where you're going to send your clients to. Go ahead and write this down right now. www.fixcreditscore.info. Fixcreditscore.info. Look, everybody who's on this right now, who's listening to this or watching this replay here, write this down. This is where you can send your clients right now to sign up for the credit repair services right off the bat and get all of this stuff that we talked about here. Now, there's also an agent affiliate program. This is, of course, what I'm part of here. This is what I want to encourage you to sign up for as an agent yourself. You can go to ucesvideo.com. Is that still a good link, Randy, right now?
Yes, absolutely.
www.ucesvideo.com. I'm an affiliate myself, and like Randy said, this is just something that you can, first and foremost, you can do this full time. I have somebody on staff now at my office for the Short Sale Specialist Network and my local brokerage, whose job on staff is to call past clients and current people we're working with to enroll them for this program. It's an outstanding way to earn extra money as an agent yourself. It's very affordable, very inexpensive to join, and you can start making money off of giving credit repair services to people. And guys, you get your own website, the training for you to offer this credit repair services, and all of the services that are offered. So there are some other ones. You mentioned Ultra Score, there's LifeLock, there's several other programs. The training that United Credit gives you and Financial Education Services gives is outstanding. So again, if you're interested in the affiliate program, ucesvideo.com. If you just want credit repair services for you or for a client, go to fixcreditscore.info. That's where you can send them to. Now, if you want to save $100, I'm sure there's somebody who's listening to this right now says, Mike, Randy, guys, I can use this service for me. Many of us in the real estate industry, we got hit the hardest when stuff hit the fan a few years ago, okay? Go to fixcreditscore.info, but we have a number that you're going to want to call, and I'll give you that number in just a second. If you want to get that additional $100 discount and pay $3.99 instead of $4.99, hang tight. That phone number is also on fixcreditscore.info. So, again, Randy, run through the today's message, and I'm going to let you give a cap real quick. I'm going to just show them their affiliate website real quick, and then we're going to take questions in about 2 minutes here. So, Randy, go ahead and kind of give this last little recap.
Thanks again, Mike. Well, most importantly, today's message, if you have a low credit score, if your clients have a low credit score, if you have friends or family members with a low credit score, you have a legal right to do something about it. The only reason that I can think of that someone would accept bad credit is that they're unaware that they can change it. But once they know that they can and they don't, then it's their fault. And again, don't wait. We have people all the time that say, well, when I have an extra $300, then I'm going to get enrolled in the program. $3.99, I'm going to get enrolled in the program, or $4.99, I'm going to get enrolled in the program. We do have monthly payment option. If we really try and work around people and what their desire is, because again, don't wait, because then out of sight, out of mind, and then something tragic happens, and then they need credit. I had a client here that had a car that was paid for. They were having a happy-go-lucky day. They got hit by a drunk driver, totaled out their car. Now they need to go buy a new car. Well, they hadn't done anything about their credit. Now they can't even buy a new car because they didn't enroll in the program. Had they enrolled in the program, they'd be driving a new car right now, but instead they're borrowing a car from somebody until they can get their credit back on track. Our company does 95% of the work. Last year in 2012, approximately 19,000 people used our service. 100% of them that followed our simple process had an increase in their credit score. Our program's inexpensive. Again, we have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Comes with a money-back guarantee, and we produce fast results. Today's webinar is not meant to be a sales pitch. It really ultimately comes down to a solution to a very expensive problem that's out there. One of the services that we didn't really talk about today that is available is our debt elimination program. It's called Debt Zero. I actually have been using this with my home buyers and my short sale sellers that have more debt than what they want. It's a program where they can put in their income, they can put in their debts, and the computer is going to show them what to pay first so they become debt-free as fast as possible. I love this program. We just had a client that enrolled in our credit restoration program, used the Debt Zero program, and in 14 months, when they originally qualified to buy a home, they qualified around 150, and when they actually bought their home here about 14 months later after they enrolled in the program, they actually bought close to 240. So it was win-win-win for everybody. The consumer got a much nicer home, the agents got a higher commission, the mortgage lender did a higher loan amount, and so the program works. You know, as Mike mentioned, the unique value proposition, buy your home with me. We'll fix your credit for free, or sell your home with me. We'll fix your credit for free. Now, don't think that first off, you have to be a credit expert, because you don't need to know anything about credit to do this. Also, you're not paying any money out of your pocket to enroll people in these programs. So if I go to my short sale listing and I'm competing for let's say a $500,000 short sale listing, and I say to the person, you know, if you list and sell your home with me, we'll fix your credit for free. You know, after the home actually sells as a short sale, then I might bring some money out of my pocket, out of my compensation, and enroll them in our program. But I'm not going to enroll them in my program or in the program until I make that investment myself until their home sells. Same thing when working with a home buyer. If you're sitting in open houses, we're doing this all over the country. If you're sitting in an open house and you want to triple the traffic through your open house, simply put a rider on your open house signs that says bad credit okay. And you're going to get more people through your short sale that you're sitting as an open house because it's priced right to begin with, but you're going to get all these individuals that come in and say, yeah, I've got some bad credit. How does your program work? Well, tell me about your situation. Well, I did a short sale a year ago. Okay, that's a perfect candidate for our program. One day out of short sale, they're a buyer. They didn't know they could buy. Also, you've got a program for them. Most agents, when somebody tells them, well, you know, my credit score is below, you know, a 640, I can't qualify. Most agents say, well, when you get over 640, call me back, click, and they hang up the phone. You know, we teach all of our agents to say, no problem, we've got a program, when can we meet? You know, and then we're having the consumer enroll in this program. So let's say that you had a client today that you know has bad credit, but they want to buy a home. Call them on the phone today and say, hey, I was on this fantastic webinar. I can save you $100 off their service. You enroll in the program for $399 today. When you buy your home and close, I'll give you a broker credit back at closing. What it's going to do is it's going to motivate your client, and it's going to get them to be loyal to you. They're not going to jump ship on you halfway through the process and go buy a home with their friend or their cousin or their brother or their uncle or whoever that just jumped back into the business because the buyer market started coming back. You know, these people are going to stick with you through the whole process because they want their $500 or their $400 back.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's a great agent affiliate program. And remember, to get information on the agent affiliate program, go to www.ucesvideo, United Credit Education Services, ucesvideo.com. Is that it? Is it .com or .org, Randy?
.com.
.com. Okay. And again, this is where you're going to go for credit repair services. You can find info about the affiliate program on here. Here's what you're going to do. As soon as this call is over, give Randy a call. This is a number to call right here, 800-480-1917, 800-480-1917, extension 2222. Make sure you jot that down, extension 2222. we're probably going to have a bunch of calls, especially since we had upwards of 200 people that couldn't get on this webinar that were scheduled to be on it. I made a boo-boo here, and it filled up. So again, Randy will call you back if you leave a voicemail. Call 800-480-1917, or just shoot an email to firstcoastfinancialservices@gmail.com. firstcoastfinancialservices@gmail.com. Now, I want to show you my website. I'm going to give you this list of lenders real quick here. This is my website, fixedcreditscore.info. If you set up and become an affiliate, you're going to get your own website just like this. Lots of great information about all the products, the company. People can sign up for any of these programs right on your website. So you can walk them through this process, tell them about UltraScore and LifeLock and the credit restoration programs, and the training on the back end of your site. Guys, this is just, I can't stress it enough, all of the resources that you have as an agent. There are literally hundreds of flyers that you can use for marketing purposes that are automatically populated with your contact info. Lots of great tools. I mean, I just clicked on this for United Credit Education Services. This is my personal website. Look at all of these great resources for you to give to consumers. These are great for agents in your office to utilize to help you, send people to you for credit restoration services. You can use these at open houses. And look, they can have your information, your contact info, but this is all excellent material on here for you to give to homeowners or potential clients to get their business. So lots of good resources for you guys. Again, you can find all of this at www.fixedcreditscore.info. That is my personal site here. Give us a call at 800, write this down, 800-480-1917, extension 2222. Or if you need credit repair services, you want to take advantage of that $100 discount right now, you got to shoot us an email. That your customers will not get that if they go to the website to sign up. They're going to be paying the full $4.99 for the service. You're going to have to actually either call or ideally shoot us an email, firstcoastfinancialservices@gmail.com. Shoot an email, and Randy will get back to you. We'll get right back to you, and we'll make sure you get that additional $100 discount. Now, grab your pen and paper. Right now, here's something else to write down. These are a couple lenders that will allow you to do loans one day after a short sale. Now, this is the one that Randy knows. This is in California, Oregon, Washington, Arizona, Utah, Colorado, Nevada. Looks like a lot of western states and Midwest states. Florida's coming soon. This gentleman's name is Eric Mitchell, and I will email you this list too if you miss it, okay? You can call him at 888-696-1344, extension 729. 888-696-1344, extension 729. Or if we scroll on down, I have another lender here, and this person can do them in all states. This is just a copy of an email here, and what they charge. That your buyer is going to need some down payment. They're going to need 20 to 30% down, and you can see the rates are a little bit above prime. But this person says they can do it with a foreclosure the day after foreclosure or the day after a short sale. This is a portfolio loan program similar to the one the other gentleman offers. This person's name is Isidro Hernandez, Isidro Hernandez, and her number, here's her cell, is 562-204-6221. Again, if you missed this, you're going to be emailed a replay of this webinar as well. So you will have this information here available. So again, everybody under the sound of my voice, you can go ahead and email firstcoastfinancialservices@gmail.com. Call us at 800-480-1917, extension 2222. Or just go ahead and visit fixedcreditscore.info, www.fixedcreditscore.info. And for more information about the agent affiliate program, that is ucesvideo.com, ucesvideo.com. And this will take you to a great video that just kind of gives a good overview of the affiliate program and how this program can really, really help you as an agent. So what I want to do next is I'm going to open it up for any questions. If you have any questions for myself or Randy, go ahead and ask them now. And I'll tell you what, if you asked a question 10 minutes ago, I'm not going to answer those. I'm only answering new questions. So ask it again, and go ahead and write it out, and we should be able to, we're going to take just a few minutes to try to get to these questions here. Okay.
Mike?
Let's see.
Hey, Mike. Since you have the video up on your screen, right up above that it says Career Opportunity. If you click on that button, if you're interested in joining our team, right there in the toolbar it says Career Opportunity. You can go to that page. You can click on the Join Our Team button. But this is going to go through everything that you're going to receive. This is where you enroll right there. You have two choices when you enroll. You can become an agent with the company and receive all the services for yourself. And the nice part about it is you can offer these services to your clients, but you can take advantage of them yourself. So you could end up getting, you know, if you like helping people and making some money and generating some additional revenue for your business, this is a great way to do it. For the individuals that are agents with our company that enroll, just so you know, our compensation comes every Thursday. So anybody that enrolls in the program that's your client, that you're an agent affiliate for, if they enroll in the program, let's say for $499, and they enroll today, you're going to get a check next Thursday mailed out to you for $150. So think about that. If you have two clients that have less than perfect credit and they didn't enroll through our program today and they don't get that discount, and you enroll them at $499, you're going to make $300 next Thursday. So you know, I have a lot of agents with this program that are in the agent affiliate program that, you know, earning an extra $500 or $1,500 a week for some of these individuals is no big deal because they're doing it every single week. And the bonus is you're filling your home buyer pipeline, and the real juice for us comes in as agents when we can go out and sell another person a home. But think about it, if you hold an open house and somebody comes through and enrolls in your program and never buys a property from you, one, you just got paid for sitting in an open house, and two, you didn't have to front any money, and you actually made a little revenue to offset your costs along the way. So, you know, it really didn't, you didn't lose anything by participating in the program. And the best part is you get all the services for yourself if you need them.
Absolutely, and it's a great testimonial to be able to say, hey, you know, I'm a client of this and customer of this program myself. I'm a living testament of that this program works. So I encourage you guys, you know, when you're on this site, and this is something that you don't have to necessarily call or anything like that, you can sign up for this right now by going to fixedcreditscore.info, clicking under Career Opportunity here, and this is all about becoming an affiliate. You just click right here on the left, look at this, Join Our Team, and Randy mentioned you want to definitely do this FES Protection Plan membership right here. $286 is what it costs you initially, $199 plus $87 a month. $286 is all you'll pay today, and you know, all it takes is 2 sales at $499, and you're already in the plus from this. So it's a great program that gives you all of this resources and all of the services for yourself as well. Let's take a few questions right here. Anna, you've got a long one here, so I'm going to read this. She says, how difficult is it to go from the middle score of 803 to the highest score available of? Is it 850? I don't know what the point, but which says, and how important would it be to embark on doing so? Would you recommend doing so? If so, why? Okay, that's one question. I'll answer that one. I say I don't think it, Randy, would you agree it doesn't make a difference if you're an 803 or an 850? You're A-plus credit.
Correct. I would agree there.
So there's no point in repairing an 803 credit score. Don't even worry about that one. Worry about maintaining it and getting educated on what could potentially lower your score, but that's an outstanding score. The next question says is, can one become an agent with your company for credit repair while remaining with one's real estate company, or do we have to transfer your license to our company? This is not a real estate brokerage company. You don't need a license to do this. Nobody's asking you to transfer your license. This is really, we have a lot of people that jump on this and do this full-time around the country. This is their job, is to offer credit repair services. But of the people that I work with, including myself, probably, at least, Randy would know the exact numbers, but of the people that I work with, 70 to 80% are just doing this as an agent like you guys on the side. They're doing this to subsidize their income and to create more buyers for themselves and to really help their own clients. So, it's a great way to get some extra, not extra money. I mean, you can earn, I got my $500 check yesterday, on a Monday. And that's a weekly thing for me. And I'm just getting started at this, So, all right, a couple more questions here. I think I got that one good. I'm going to answer this as a blanket statement. But Charlene says, when I enroll personally, does that include the website? Yes, it does. You get your own website just like this one I showed you right here. You get all of the resources on the back end that I showed you here, all of the training for you. There's just tons and tons of training videos available to show you what to do if you want to learn the services and learn about this stuff yourself. That is all included with it. It's a one-time fee. And then after that, it's $99 a year annual renewal. Is that right, Randy? $99 annually. And that's only once you reach a certain level. Is it the sales director? You don't have to pay that, or?
No, if you're enrolled as an agent with our company on the Protection Plan membership, you're going to get some bonuses. You're going to get your annual renewal fee waived. You're also going to receive $30,000 in term life insurance with no medical exam. That's actually a double indemnity rider, and for accidental death and dismemberment. So right out of the chute, when you become an agent with our company, your business is literally worth $30,000 because if something was to happen to you, your beneficiaries are going to receive that money. And a tragic thing happened yesterday. One of my really good friends passed away, massive heart attack, 39 years old. Nobody saw it coming. Fortunately, that individual is a good friend of mine. He's actually enrolled in our program. He had a short sale on his home in Ohio when he moved to Utah, and so he's going to be able to take advantage of some of the benefits that our company offers. Our MyCare plan was in place for him, and so I've actually been talking to his wife now several times over the past 2 days. Past day and a half since they found out he had an issue. But the only time people talk about this stuff is when something tragic happens. And so so you are definitely going to get all the services that our company offers for yourself. You're also going to get our exclusive Black MasterCard. It's a prepaid debit card, and your commissions can actually get direct deposited on that. So they're available Thursday morning. You don't have to wait for a check to get mailed out to you. It's just Thursday morning, boom, it's right on your card. Also, you get not only the video training in the back office, you get teleconference training, but you also get access to me. And once you become an agent affiliate with our company, immediately within about 4 or 5 hours, you're going to get a personal coaching email invitation from me. We're going to provide personal coaching for you to help implement this program into your core business. Our company also does advanced training workshops around the country. Just this coming weekend, we have advanced trainings going on Friday evening, Saturday, and Sunday. We're going to be in Detroit, Michigan. We're going to be in San Antonio, Texas, and we're going to be in San Diego, California. So if you're in any of those areas and you want to start fast with this company and implement this into your business as fast as possible, we can help you do that. But the first step is becoming an agent with the company, getting your agent affiliate site up, and then getting an email from me, and we'll point you in the right direction for the advanced training if you want to take advantage of that and get started on a much faster pace versus a little bit slower pace.
Yep, the coaching and the training that you're going to receive and the resources to help you succeed at this are just unparalleled, guys. I've never seen anything like this, and I've seen a lot of stuff out there. telling you, just look around my own little website. You can get a feel for the resources and the knowledge that financial education services will provide. Jazz, you asked a real simple question. Can a non-real estate agent join your program? Absolutely. I don't know the national stats, but I can go into bet the vast majority of people that are enrolled as agents are not real estate agents. There are people that are out there every day offering this service to people. So we have mortgage brokers. It's a popular thing for mortgage brokers to get into to help people repair credit as well. But you do not need a license. Let's see. We got a couple.
Yeah, in fact, Mike, our industry is highly regulated. There are a lot of scams out there, believe me, and our company is very highly regulated. Our corporate office actually goes out and gets us licensed and bonded and insured in the states that we need to be insured and licensed and bonded in. There's no individual licensing, but the company as a whole, we go out and we take care of all that for our agents. In addition to that, our company is exempt from CROA for several reasons. Our credit restoration portion of our company is a nonprofit organization, so we're actually exempt from the Credit Reporting Organizations Act, which really limits a lot of companies like ours. That's one reason why we're a nationwide company. And one thing that I wanted to mention for a lot of you that are agents on the company, and one way that you can really implement this, Mike, can you pull my website up really quick? Go to the foreclosure prevention specialist with an S.com. I just want to show
foreclosure
prevention specialist.com. Yep. So here's my website. Hopefully a lot of you on today's webinar have this website as well, and you're utilizing it. But one thing that I've done is
it's down. That isn't a lead machine, is it?
The foreclosure prevention, prevention. Yeah, it's a foreclosure prevention specialist.com.
Oh gosh, we'll have to check it out. Is it you were talking about, somebody asked us a minute about putting a link, linking back and forth.
Yeah, you can link to your website, and so there'll be a logo on your website, the United Credit Education Services logo. You can click on that link, and it'll take you right to your credit restoration website. I know that Beverly she became an agent with our company last week. She already has this on her website. She's already, because she's marketing her website. In fact, go to, Mike, you can go to
well, there's one that I know.
Colorado.
But I know Superstars has one right here.
Oh yeah, Superstars has one on there.
There you go, right below the machine there. Yep.
Yeah, even
one on ours.
Yeah, Barb Shinkler has one in Colorado Springs on her website. So yeah, I mean, you can put that link on there. I mean, a person can view more information, or they can enroll right there on your website. That's a really cool thing about it. So for example, for me, if somebody says, hey, I want to enroll in your program, I just send them right to the website. I explain to them over the phone how to enroll. I'm enrolling people in this program all around the country, just not in my local area. So it is a great way for you to leverage lots of other tools that you already have in place.
And before we finish this call here, guys, if you don't know about this already, members.theshortsaleguide.com. We've just completely revamped this site for you guys. We have the shortsaleguide.com. That's a free social networking site. It's a little off topic here, but we just made these resources available to everybody for free. We have a free short sale training course on here. You don't even have to register. You can just go on here and take this training course for free anytime you want, or send an agent here that can benefit from it. And that's members.theshortsaleguide.com. We've got every lender short sale package available all in one place here, every form for every lender. This is just updated material. This is free stuff for you to do short sales. We're getting off topic here, but again, I just wanted to share that with people because this is not getting 5,000, 10,000 hits a day yet, and it should be. And this resource will soon be getting that many hits a day because it's just something that nobody else in the industry has out there. There's all kinds of resources for you guys. for free. Anyway, we're getting a lot of other questions. I want to ask a couple more credit questions, and we got to go ahead and run. It says, does it hurt your credit to close existing credit lines on a credit card when there is still a balance owing? Payments are being made monthly on time. I'll answer that. Yes, it can. Randy, you mentioned we mentioned the different percentages of things that affect your credit, and having available credit is something that is really a good thing. Having like the availability of credit on a card in many cases can be good. If you have a balance and you keep paying it off, but you always have a rotating line of credit that you pay on time, that's very beneficial. So you need it's usually a few different ones. It's like three lines of credit is decent. Is that your usual understanding, Randy?
Yeah, and a lot of it depends too on how much you have available. So, it definitely is much better if a consumer closes their account by their choice versus a creditor closing the account by their choice. And again, what the balance is available. The nice part about our company is once you enroll in our program, we have credit coaches and credit advisors at our corporate office. They're going to take over with your client. Understand that once somebody enrolls in the program, it's not like we're preparing their dispute letters, we're pulling their credit, we're doing all this work. We don't do any of that. As agent affiliates with the company, we simply enroll somebody in the program, and other than asking them for referrals, we don't do anything else because the corporate office takes over. The majority of the credit coaches and credit advisors at our corporate office, they have worked for the credit reporting agencies at some point in time. They've worked on the dark side. And so we brought those people, those individuals over to our company. They're professionals. They understand credit more than anybody. And your clients, once they enroll in our program, have access to those individuals, and they're going to be receiving their coaching and training from those credit experts at our corporate office.
All right, guys, so one last question I want to answer before we call it a day. Anna had asked, regarding becoming an agent, is it a one-time fee or a monthly fee? And there are two different programs out there. You can find both of them by going to www.fixcreditscore.info, just clicking on Career Opportunity. And this has some more information about the program. But you click on Join Our Team here on the left. Look at everybody on the call right now. Join our team. This is where you're going to go to sign up. Or you can also, of course, email us or call us. But there's two different programs here. There's the standard enrollment, which is a one-time fee of $249, which is also $99 annual. And you basically get what's called a half-cab bonus payout. You don't get as much commissions on this. You still get your website. You still get all of the same resources and abilities that you would regularly have. Then there's the FES Protection Plan membership. When you have this, you do not have to pay the $99 annual renewal fee. You get full commissions right away, full cab bonus payouts, which are basically, Randy, it's $150 on a $499 credit repair sale. You get $150 commission for that. For a $399 sale, you get $100 credit. This is an outstanding program because you're going to also be able to sign up agents underneath you, even earn residual income based off of their production as well. So, there's a great income potential here. We encourage you to sign up for the FES Protection Plan membership, which that is $199 plus $87 a month. So there's a monthly fee if you choose this program, but this program comes with all of the services for yourself. Randy mentioned this. This comes with the credit repair services for yourself, the prepaid Black MasterCard for yourself. You get all the entire program for yourself if you sign up for that one. So that's, we encourage you to do that one. It's a good idea to do that one. We're going to go ahead and call this webinar done. If you missed any of this, you are going to be emailed a replay, and it's going to be posted on our YouTube channel, which is www.youtube.com/user, youtube.com/user/short sale lead machine. This is where you're going to find this video posted tomorrow. And again, you're going to get a link to this, and also you're going to get a link to these lenders that do loans one day after a short sale or foreclosure. Again, everybody under the sound of my voice who hears this, for more information on this programs, you can go to www.fixcreditscore.info. Give Randy a call at 800-480-1917, extension 2222, and just leave a voicemail, or email any questions you might have to firstcoastfinancialservices@gmail.com, and we'll get right back to you. Randy, I want to thank you so much for doing what you do and just providing this information and providing this resource for everybody today. This has been an outstanding webinar, and hopefully you guys on this call who've taken your time out of your day have learned something from this as well. Thanks again, everybody, for participating. Randy, thanks again for your help.
My pleasure, Mike. We'll talk with you soon.
All righty. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.